Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're back with another weekly recap. So this week we did receive more updates from poll number 70. Over this month they've been slowly working their way through the last quality of life poll, and today we have a host of new changes from that update. Now on top of that, we also had an absolute banger of a RuneLite update today that has a ton of really awesome changes, one that I've been looking forward to for a long time. As always, I'm going to be going over anything related to the old school RuneScape community this week. It doesn't appear like there's a Q&A again, so we're not going to be doing that, but hopefully they will resume very soon. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Before we get started here, I would really appreciate it if you guys went ahead and subscribed to my channel. And if you're feeling extra nice and you don't want to miss out on any of the RuneScape news as it comes out, go ahead and hit that little bell icon and you'll be notified. Anyway guys, let's get started. Alright, now first up here, let's have a look at today's game update. Once again, it is called poll number 70, Game Improvements. Now today we have quite a few different changes from a variety of different pieces of content. Now first up here we have something that a lot of people have been looking forward to, and that is Tangleroot recolors. And these look really cool. The Tangleroot pet can now morph into 5 different forms for all of your fashionscape needs. To change the pet's look, you'll need either a crystal acorn, a dragonfruit tree seed, a guam seed, a white lily seed, or a redwood tree seed. I do quite enjoy the transmog features on pets, and I do think they make it more prestigious and adds more value to the pet hunt. Next up here we have a quality of life update to the deposit box. There's now been added a quantity button to it, as you're now able to deposit 1, 5, 10, X, or all. Next up here, another really good quality of life change to pickpocketing. And now any seeds that you steal from a master farmer will automatically go into an open seed box, which is extremely helpful. You won't have to worry about clearing your inventory as much. And on top of that, gems stolen from NPCs will also go directly into a gem bag. Okay, so finally that old horrid sawmill menu has been updated to the nice new Make X interface. Previously it had a really weird legacy interface where you could click on one very specific spot to make all, but otherwise you'd have to right click. Well, now it looks a lot better. Okay, you're now able to buy the herb sack from Farmer Kohler's reward shop at Tithe Farm for 250 points, which I think is a much more thematic way to get that. Previously, you had to obtain it through Slayer, which is kind of weird. Okay, next up here are probably the two biggest changes from this update. Now first up here, the Revenant Cave weapons can now be deconstructed into Revenant Ether. The Vigor's Chainmace, the Thamron Scepter, and the Crossbow can now be converted into 7500 Revenant Ether. Now this pretty much means the lesser valued Revenant weapons like the Thamron Scepter and the Vigor's Chainmace have gone up in value quite a bit, and the higher valued one being the Crossbow has gone down a bit or hasn't changed much. And finally here we have a buff to the Inquisitor's armor set. From now on, each equipped piece from the set will boost damage and accuracy by 0.5% while you are using the Crush attack style. If all 3 pieces are equipped, you'll get an additional 1% for a total 2.5% boost. Now as always, there is a minor list of changes for quality of life changes and small bug fixes. One notable one is the Twisted League Worlds will now be closing next week, which means if you haven't claimed your Twisted League reward, you have to do that by the next update or you will lose your points. And that is it for today's game update. Okay, next up here, I wanted to have a quick relook at the Bounty Hunter proposition, because there has been a minor change to it. Now they have changed how the Blighted Vesta's Longsword is going to operate. Okay, so here's the change. So this will be an untradeable weapon with a 75 attack requirement. It can be purchased from the shop in an inactive and unusable state. Players must then use 50 million coins on the Longsword to turn it into a usable active version. The active version does not have any charges or degradation mechanics and is only usable in the cursed lands of the wilderness on a bounty hunter world. On PvM death, the item stays with the player like untradables often do, even in deep wilderness. However, on a PvP death, the item may be one of the 3+1 protected items, but if it's not protected, it will be deleted and the PKer will receive 50 million in coins. Honestly, I don't really know how to feel about that change. I don't really know how that would affect things because I don't PvP myself. Just from my totally uninformed opinion, it just seems like a weird mechanic. And there's also the whole other discussion here that, well, it looks like this poll is going to be an integrity change. They're not going to be polling this PvP update based on a couple of tweets from Mod Ash, which honestly is kind of a big deal because the Vesta's Longsword has failed to poll quite a few different times. And I don't think that is just because of spite voting. I think people genuinely don't really want it. Now, I definitely am sympathetic. I know they have tried to poll quite a few PvP updates and they have failed. whether that be from spite voting or whether that be because they really just don't know how to fix PvP. They have tried, but with that said, this is such a major update, they can't put this in the game without polling it. I thought they were at least working towards having a way where only PvP players could vote in PvP polls. Surely that would be better than no vote at all. But anyway guys, what do you think about this? Is there a solution out there, or does Jagex just really not know how to fix PvP? Let me know with a comment down below. Okay, speaking of PvP, there's going to be a 1v1 tournament in the next week. Now I think this is the special event they had planning, they mentioned a few times, which honestly is kind of cool. This is something that a lot of people enjoy, and a lot of people preferred this to Deadman mode, and I think if they can get a 1v1 tournament down with casting, with the camera, I think this would be a good format for competitive RuneScape, because PvP is definitely the most skill-oriented part of the game. Okay, so 512 skilled fighters from around the world will battle through regional qualifiers to stake their claim for supremacy, but only one will walk away as the champion of Gilnor in the grand final. It's going to run from April 17th to April 19th, with 4 qualifying tournaments in Europe, North America East, North America West, and APAC. Now each qualifier will have 128 participants, and each region will have their own bracket. Now you will have pre-assigned stats, which is going to be maxed everything except for 75 attack and 70 defense. You will be able to select your gear though, and all of the fights are going to occur at the Clan Wars portal. Now here are the prizes. If you come in 17th to 32nd, you'll get 3 months of membership. 5th to 16th is going to get 6 months of membership. 4th place will get 1 year. 3rd place will get $250. 2nd place will get $500, and 1st place will get $1,000 USD and a HyperX Ultimate Gaming Bundle. Now to watch the event, you'll have to tune in to Twitch streamers actually. So Perp will be hosting the APAC qualifier. Ayiza will be hosting the European one. The North American West one will be hosted by Foe. Abyss will host the North American East qualifier. And that is pretty much it. There's links to sign up at the bottom if you want to enter. You know, I might tune in for a bit and watch a couple of them just to see how the tournament goes. Really, I'm just there to see if it all falls apart and crumbles, because that is really the entertaining part. And finally this week there was another quick news post which is titled A Message from Mod Pip. First appeared, Jagex is going to be donating £100,000 to mental health charities, which honestly, good on them, nothing but good things to say about that. Okay, but one kind of important piece of news here is Runefest is no longer going to be happening. Now finally, this is normally the time we'd be locking down our plans and working with venues in preparation for Runefest. However, given the current situation, we're not able to do that. Regrettably, hosting our favorite event of the year won't be possible in 2020. Instead, we're looking for an alternative virtual event that will go some ways to filling the void until we can begin planning for Runefest the following year. So no, it's not that surprising, a little unfortunate, but I'm kind of interested to see what the virtual event will be like. And then finally, I'll be able to attend my very first Runefest. But anyway, that's pretty much it for game news this week. Okay, so now for news related to the old school RuneScape community. Today there was a really awesome RuneLite update, which it seems like we're getting updates about every 2 or 3 weeks, but this one's actually kind of jam-packed. Now first up here, overlays such as panels and screen markers can now be resized by holding the Alt key and dragging their edges and corners around, which is really awesome for those who really want to customize their layout with all of the interfaces. It's actually something I wish I could have done a little while ago, so I'm glad they've added it. You're now able to resize the info box container to achieve the same effect as well. So you're now able to hold Alt and drag it around, and everything will resize appropriately. Okay, probably my favorite update, the Grand Exchange plugin now has an option to use fuzzy searching, which pretty much means you can use abbreviations or imprecise spelling. So now when I'm mashing my keyboard and I misspell items, they may actually pop up, which is so goddamn useful. This is by far probably the most clutch update of the entire week. So thank you very much to Dennis Dev for this great enhancement. The prayer plugin now has the option to replace the prayer point display with actually a countdown timer until you're out of prayer. That is also extremely handy, and I might actually give that a try. As always, there's a ton of minor updates to all of their active plugins, so if you want to read through all of them, there will be a link in the description to the update. Now next up here, there is another massive achievement this week. Tom the Bomb becomes the 5th player to achieve 200 mil experience in every skill, so congrats to him on an amazing achievement. And it really just goes to show how impressive Link's Titan's achievement was, because he got that done like 6 months or a year before the next person, which is ridiculous. And finally here, one really interesting stat that was posted by Mod Lottie yesterday is there are very few people with the Transmog pet. There's only been 403 metabolic dust drops in old school RuneScape so far. However, 311 of them don't own omelettes, which means there are only 90 people with the Chambers of Xeric Transmog, making it exceedingly rare. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for this week's update. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate it if you left the video a like. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.